Hello everybody and welcome back to a new video. I am Pat from Pat's Path Predictor, and as you can see on the radar right here, this is the winter storm that's going on right here. It's stretching all the way from Ottawa in Canada all the way down to Texas and parts of New Mexico. This is all one system, just in two waves right here, and we'll talk about what's going on in just a second right here. But first, let's go talk about the radar, see what's going on in the major cities that are getting affected. Cleveland, you can see it's starting to rain. It's going to transition to snow by tonight. So, yeah, you guys are not going to miss out on the fun or anything. This Detroit, it's snowing there. It's been snowing there for since early this morning. So, yeah, it's starting to snow there. Same in Toledo, proper right there, just south there. It's starting to rain or a wintry mix right there. It's that transition. Yeah, Fort Wayne, they're getting some pretty heavy snow. In fact, there are some heavy snow bands that are going on right now throughout this entire storm. They're not very hard to find. It's the more darker areas right here. Champaign, Illinois is getting some. Just south of Frankfort, Indiana, Crawfordsville. In fact, that transition period, is right here. Indianapolis, they're gonna get it pretty soon. In fact, the transition's not the fastest, but yeah, I'd say by the end of this afternoon, they're going to start getting snow in Indianapolis. Same in Fishers, maybe a little later in Greenfield, Lebanon. It's about to transition if it hasn't started already. Southbend, it is really snowing right there. In Chicago, in Chicago, Evanston, Waukegan, Gary, Valparaiso, it is snowing. It has been snowing since last night there. So. Yeah, their transition from rain to snow was very smooth. It was very quick, and it was right to the point. No wintry mix, no mess like that. So that's what we want to see. But what we don't want to see is this mess down here in southern Illinois and Missouri, which St. Louis last night. St. Louis last night and early this morning went through that transition. It was quite a bit faster than they originally expected. In fact, we can okay, the radar doesn't go out that much, but by early that morning it was snowing in most of the St. Louis metro area. There's still a bit of a transition going on in St. Clair County right here, but yeah, that's pretty much it. The transition was a lot faster than anyone expected. The temperatures down throughout the storm actually got cooler than the NWS anticipated as well. So yeah, that's both good and bad. If you want more snow, that's good for you. If not, that's bad news for you. Columbia, Missouri, Jefferson City. Jefferson City looks like there's getting a heavy band right there. Columbia, more moderate snow. Kansas City, they're taking a break right now, but that second wave is coming through Kansas, through Salina, into Colorado. Dallas, in Dallas, Texas, it's starting to snow. It's starting to rain right now in Dallas-Fort Worth area. Basically, that transition period is still quite a ways away, but it's still it's still there right there. It's going to transition a little later, so yeah, this thing spans all the way from New Mexico to Ottawa right now. Yeah, Erie, Pennsylvania, it's raining. It's going to transition to snow, probably tonight. So yeah, this is basically what's going on with the radar right now. I thought I'd give you some insight before we start looking at the warnings and everything like that, because look at this. The winter storm warnings right now expand from this pocket of New Mexico from basically continuously expand from Texas through the Midwest, through Missouri, through Illinois, into Indiana, into Chicago, into Detroit, Cleveland, most of Ohio. In fact, southern Indiana is under an ice storm warnings. If that wasn't there, the entire state would have been under a winter storm warning, which that's would have been pretty crazy to see. But yeah, this is most of Ohio, Erie and Pennsylvania, much of upstate New York, including Utica, Buffalo, Rochester, that area, and part of most of Vermont right there. So that's some pretty good insight right there. Let's go ahead and dissect all of this. The winter storm warning for Chicago. Total snow accumulation, no change. Oh, there is a bit of a change. Still 9 to 14 for the first wave. is now 1 to 4 for the second wave. So seems that second wave is moving a little more to the south. So yeah, there it is. This lasts until 6 p.m. on Thursday. Still, travel could be very difficult to impossible. Yeah, in fact, yeah, I don't. In fact, the rain probably washed all the salt away. So I would not advise. I would still not travel at this point. I would not travel at all. Now this is the winter storm warning for northern Indiana. Okay, they just updated it. Total snow accumulations of 9 to 12 inches by Thursday evening. Winds gusting as high as 35 miles per hour until 1 a.m. on Friday. Additional details: periods of rain will change into a mix of rain, sleet, and snow this afternoon. Will eventually all snow in the afternoon commute. The delayed switch to snow will keep snow amounts of 2 to 4 inches by late evening. Light snow will linger through tonight and increase in intensity on Thursday with an additional 4 to locally as much as 7 possible on Thursday. So, yeah, I would advise not traveling it if you're in any of these winter storm or winter weather alerts, winter weather advisory. It would probably be fine to do that, but winter storm warning, I would advise not traveling. And this is the winter storm warning. This is for the for Central Illinois, including Springfield and everything. This is a heavy mixed precipitation. Additional snow accumulation of 7 to 16 inches. Sleet accumulations of around 1/4 of an inch, and ice accumulations of a light glaze. So yeah, this thing's not kidding around at all. It's really not. Winds could be as high as 40 miles per hour. So that's close to blizzard conditions right there. If that visibility gets below 1/4 of a mile, they're going to have to issue, for 3 hours, they're going to have to issue that. For portions of central, east central, and west central Illinois until 6 p.m. Thursday. Impacts: travel could be very difficult to impossible. I would advise not traveling unless it's an emergency. I just really wouldn't. Now this is the winter storm warning for St. Louis, Missouri, right here. Heavy mixed precipitation. Additional snow accumulations between 8 and 11 inches. Sleet accumulations around 1/2 of an inch. And ice accumulations around a light glaze. Winds gusting as high as 35 miles per hour. In St. Louis City proper, it is snowing right now, and that transition didn't last as long as everyone thought it would. It was expected to last 8 hours. It lasted, I think, 4 or 5. So that is actually good news, because the big fear was that all that ice and all that sleet. But the temperatures did drop at a rate faster than a lot of people expected. So thankfully that worked out for the more fortunate in St. Louis proper, at least. So yeah, this goes on until noon Thursday. Impacts: the strong winds and weight of the snow on tree limbs may down power lines and cause sporadic power outages. Travel could be very difficult. Yeah, I would advise not traveling. In fact, the states of Missouri and Illinois are under states of emergency right now because of how bad the storm is getting. So yeah, I would advise not traveling unless it's an emergency. Now, this is a winter storm warning for Kansas City, Missouri. Additional snow accumulation of 2 to 8 inches. That's a pretty wide range, but it does depend on that second wave quite a bit. So there you have it right there. It goes on until 6 p.m. on Thursday. Impacts: travel could be very difficult. Non-essential travel is discouraged. I'm glad the NWS put this in there, because it is absolutely discouraged at this point. And I keep saying this like a broken record, but only travel if you have a medical emergency. Anyway, this is the winter storm warning from Norman, Oklahoma. Okay, they updated a few hours ago. So yeah, for the winter storm warning, heavy mixed precipitation. Total snow accumulations of 1 to 3 inches. Higher amounts of 3 to 7 inches possible in portions of western North Texas up through central Oklahoma. Ice accumulations 1/10 of an inch or less, with much higher amounts around 1/2 of an inch across southern Oklahoma. Winds gusting as high as 40 miles per hour. So if there's 1/2 of an inch of ice, you cannot travel in that. You literally cannot travel in that. You really can't. And I always say this analogy: if you're driving on the interstate at 65 miles per hour on ice and you hit those brakes, you're still going at 65 miles per hour. There's pretty much no friction on ice. So yeah, winds gusting. So for the Windchill Advisory, very cold wind chills expected. Winds Wind chills 5 to 15 below zero, so that's not good. That's not good. Impact significant travel problems expected. I agree with that. The cold wind chills could result in hypothermia in a short amount of time if precautions are not taken. So, yeah, if you're in southern Oklahoma, do not travel. In fact, if you're in any of these winter storm warnings, do not travel. Just don't. I know you. Of course, if there's a medical emergency, you can do that then, but just do not travel. Anyway, this is for Dallas, Texas. They're now under a winter storm warning, which is pretty crazy, honestly. But a transition from rain to freezing rain, sleet, and snow. Total ice accumulations of 0.2 to a half an inch. Sleet and snow accumulations between 1 and 3 inches. If there's a half an inch of ice going to be falling in Dallas, that is not good. Like that is terrible. And Dallas and Texas is not really, they're not used to this kind of weather too. So yeah, it's not going to be good. Impacts travel will be very dangerous. Hazardous travel conditions will impact the tail end of Wednesday evening commute and Thursday morning and evening commute. Wind chills low as 5 below zero could result in hypothermia. Power outages and tree damage will be possible due to the ice. So if it's gonna end up being a half an inch of ice, do not travel. Don't. In Dallas, it's raining right now, so you don't. So there's not much to worry about now. But as that transition period gets closer, I would advise not traveling after that. Anyway, the winter storm warning in Little Rock, Arkansas. Expect ice accumulations of around 1/4 to 1/2 of an inch across the warning area. Locally, higher amounts of around over 1/2 of an inch is possible along the axis from Brinkley to Sheridan to Malvern in Hot Springs. Snow and sleet accumulations are possible on top of the ice, with a dusting to an inch of snow to sleet expected. The heaviest snow and sleet accumulations are expected in the higher terrain of western Arkansas. Locally, higher than a half an inch of ice. That power lines are odds are power lines are going to be down for this. Like, there's people are probably going to lose their power if that amount of ice gets on it and everything, because ice is extremely heavy and it downs those power lines. So yeah, this was for western, central, and east central Arkansas tonight through Thursday evening. Plan dangerous travel conditions and possible power outages. Now this is the winter storm warning. This is for Indianapolis and Indiana right here. Okay, they updated it. Rain will transition to snow with a brief period of freezing rain and sleet expected. Total snow accumulations in excess of 7 inches and ice accumulations of a light glaze. Portions of central, east central, and west central Indiana from 7 p.m. this morning to 1 a.m. on Friday. Travel will be very difficult to impossible. Patchy blowing and drifting snow will significantly reduce visibility. That hazardous conditions could impact the morning or evening commute. So yeah, Indianapolis. Yeah, this is pretty crazy, especially for Indianapolis. So yeah, just once that transition period hits, I would advise not traveling. In fact, I want to pull up the radar just to check real quickly. Let's get that up. Okay. All right. Indianapolis, it's still raining right now, but parts of Lebanon right here, they're in that transition period right there. So, yeah, you're fine for now, but as that gets closer, I would advise not traveling. So I wanted to pull that up real quickly just to check on that transition period there. So, yeah. This is the winter storm warning for Cleveland in Ohio right here. Heavy snow expected, 9 to 14 inches, and ice accumulations of a light glaze, 30-mile-per-hour gusts possible. Impacts travel could be very difficult to impossible. Areas of blowing snow could significantly, could significantly reduce visibility. The hazardous conditions could impact the morning or evening commutes. The heaviest snow is expected on Wednesday afternoon through Thursday. Snowfall rates may exceed 1 inch per hour. So travel is definitely not advised if you're in the Cleveland and Toledo area. So yeah, this is the new winter storm warning for Detroit and Michigan right here. Additional snow accumulations of 8 to 10 inches, probably a little less than that considering that it has started to snow in Detroit proper. So this is for basically the areas right there in Detroit. So yeah, it's not fun. Impacts travel could be very difficult. This goes on until 7 a.m. on Thursday, Eastern time on Thursday, by the way. The hazardous conditions can impact the morning or evening commutes. Rain will transition into snow this morning. It already has, so yeah, basically that's pretty much it. This is the winter storm warning for parts of for Erie and Pennsylvania right here, from 10 p.m. this evening to 7 a.m. on Friday. Impacts travel could be very difficult. The additional details: heaviest snow expected Thursday afternoon and evening. Snowfall rates may exceed 1 inch an hour at times. So I thought I'd make that very clear. 7 to 12 inches of snow and ice accumulations of a light glaze expected in Erie, Pennsylvania, if I have not made that clear already. Now, this is the winter storm watch for upstate New York right here. So, yeah, yeah, okay, excuse me, let's actually, never mind, there's actually a winter storm warning. I haven't updated that. So, yeah, this is for the winter storm warning for pretty much all of upstate New York right here. Heavy snow expected, 9 to 12 inches with possible locally higher amounts for those counties in New York from 1 a.m. on Wednesday to 3 p.m. Friday. Travel could be very difficult. Light mixed precipitation will move into the area region Wednesday night and Thursday morning. The main round of snow is expected Thursday afternoon and night, with lingering lighter snows Friday. So, yeah, I would advise. Yeah, I would. If you're in upstate in New York, you still have time to prepare. Everyone else in these warnings do not. So, yeah, if you're in upstate New York, you have time to prepare and everything like that. Shouldn't be too big of a deal, and everything. So, yeah, so yeah, I thought I'd go ahead and read those out real quickly. And I know this once again a longer video. Just there's a lot of information I need to go over right there. This is such a wide area of covering that that basically just it's such a wide area. It took me longer to get that information out, but that being said, that's going to wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. It really helps me out and helps me make more videos like these, and it helps inform more of the public about what's going on with these things. With that being said, have a wonderful day, guys. Stay safe, stay warm, and stay tuned for the next update on this. And basically, just stay cautious, stay where you are, and everything's gonna be fine. But with that being said, have a wonderful day, guys. And I hope you enjoy all the snow that's coming down.